obviously, if you have any U.S. naval engagement with Iranian ships in this climate, I mean, that would put, upward pressure on prices. The question is, how high would it go? But this is all really a relevant discussion because on Monday, the first set of U.S. sanctions on Iran will snap back. So we are probably going to be looking at tougher rhetoric and potentially tougher action over August and September.
And the question becomes, in terms of global oil supply, how many, if at all, barrels of oil will come off the market? Obviously, we're not going to buy them. We're telling our allies not to buy them. But does that mean nobody, China, won't buy them?
Well, I mean, China was out this week essentially saying we're not going to recognize U.S. sanctions. We're not going to reduce our Iranian barrels. But importantly, the Chinese also said we're not going to increase our intake of Iranian barrels as well. So the question is, can the Trump administration get almost everybody else out of the market? I think you can get Europe out of the market. I think India, which is taking, a considerable number of Iranian barrels, I think they will reduce. They may not go out entirely. So the question is, as we get to the end of this year, are we potentially looking at 1 million Iranian barrels off the market? Now, OPEC has responded very early. We've seen OPEC production up about 340,000 barrels. That's putting a lot of pressure on Brent right now. But the question is this surge from OPEC going to be enough when those Iranian barrels start to roll by year end?
Answer your own question, Helima.
I mean, I think, as I've said before on this show, I think this market will tighten, at the end of this year. If we look at what's happening with Venezuelan production, it's sort of not been in the news. It continues to decline rapidly. So I think the combination of Venezuela falling and the aggressive U.S. efforts to curtail Iranian exports, I think that is going to tighten the market. Again, right now we're in this period where OPEC has been the first responder. They've put these barrels on the market, but we have yet to see how much is going to come off from Iran. But I think it's actually going to be very significant. All signals are from the White House that they are being very tough with foreign refineries. They're going to their banks, they're going to the insurance companies and simply saying, do not support the trade in Iranian crude.